Hey everyone, it's Kevin from Halo Power Solutions.
Hi everyone, Ted Wong here with WSI World.
And today we are talking about I saw your presentation the other day, and you had that phrase that definitely caught my interest. You talked about how you help businesses develop that money-making machine, turn their business into a money-making machine.
Yeah.
So that sounds pretty good to me, but what is it? What are you talking about there, Ted?
Yeah, so we want to take business-like minded people and build a money-making machine. But like any machine, some machines can be fairly simple and other machines can be very complicated. Like your watch, Kevin, from the outside it looks like a pretty simple watch, but we know if you took the face off, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of pieces to that watch that can that makes that work. So we would like to be working with business-like minded people to first build their business, scale their business, make their business extremely profitable, and then reach to what we call the capital event. This is the event where you're going to either sell your business, merge with another business with similar size or even bigger, or list your business publicly, or something like that. So you're creating an event where you have now created a lot of value in your business. It takes time. It takes that whole customer, building up your customer database, creating value in your business. Because a lot of people just think, oh, I have this business and I have all this equipment, I should be able to sell for anything. Quite frankly, most businesses don't sell. They have a hard time to sell because the owner's still in the business, and most business investors are smart enough to be aware that as soon as they take over that business, most of the clientele are going to leave because they were dealing with Kevin, not
right. Yeah.
Halo Power. Until you build your business enough where they are dealing with Halo Power and Kevin just happens to be the majority owner or shareholder of that business, they're going to probably leave. So that's the goal. We want to build your business to the point where the brand itself is the reason why people are doing business with you, and then we create the capital event. Now, part of that is, how do you get there? Well, you can spend a lot of time building your business one customer at a time.
That takes a lot of time, man. That's a lot of effort.
And that's the model that most people use. They just build their business one customer at a time. And that's like you said, in your story, you didn't take vacation for 7 years because that's what everybody knows. That's how all businesses think, because that's how we're taught. That's how we see in the media. That's how other business people that you talk to in our network, we all kind of have that same mindset.
Are you telling me there's an easier way?
There is a different way.
Okay.
There is a different way.
Yeah.
And there's a way what we call is the mergers and acquisitions world. And this is where you start looking for other businesses. They can be in your industry. So in your case, Kevin, they could be in an electrical company as well.
Yeah.
And maybe you approach them and say, let's merge our business. Let's double our size. Because as we know, when business gets bigger, their operational costs is reduced. And now you have one payroll system, you got one billing system, you start getting all this benefit on the operational side. But then not only that, you build a synergy because now you have two businesses that have come together, and now you have a lot of growth capability, because now you don't have to worry about, we got too many jobs in the queue. No, you're hungry. Now you need more jobs in you because you got more people, and those people in turn, they've got their customers where they can maybe pass you more referrals, and so you start building even a bigger marketing system when you're a bigger company. So that's one example. Another example is, as we talked about, maybe we start offering the secondary services or sub-services. So, in your business, sometimes the home needs some repair or some renovation. So now you're starting thinking about incorporating a handyman service.
Absolutely,
Well,
yeah.
instead of you hiring a handyman, why don't you join venture with another handyman, another small business that's trying to grow, trying to find customers, and now you've got this whole work for them, and vice versa. So you're working together. Your client bases are completely different, but they're complementary services that help build your business. And I think there are several examples for you, Kevin, if I can understand. An HVAC company's example.
Yeah. Well, and that said, we do work with HVAC companies, and it's always, two separate entities working side by side, but there's no actual partnership put together there that would merge businesses together, but there could be. You mentioned the handyman service, and absolutely, that's something that we run into all the time in Halo Power Solutions because we do so much renovation. We're not doing the new construction. We're doing the reno work, and renovation work means sometimes you got to open up a wall, a ceiling. There's things that may have to be, I don't want to use the word damage, but basically damage in order for us to get our electrical in. And then we'll leave it with the homeowner to find somebody to come and fix it. To be able to have that added value, by first of all, beginning to be able to give our client, there's one price. Halo Power Solutions has been providing this service. Don't worry. In my experience, to be able to work with a customer, straight off it, I don't have to go and find somebody. Like-minded business or even in another realm.
It's just something that most small businesses just think it's out there. Most large businesses that you see today started this way. They didn't just suddenly YouTube just appear. Google started. These are companies that slowly built and merged into larger entities. Microsoft is another example. These companies, they started as small. They just bought other companies. There are a lot of local companies, even in Edmonton. Company if they're really not worth anything? How do you approach that? And it could be a very emotional time for an entrepreneur, solopreneur who's started this business. It's not doing well, and they are stressed out and they're ready to have a nervous breakdown. But it's a lot of pride in what they do. So, how do you approach it, and how is it valued? Yeah, that's the struggle, and I would say, Kevin, you approach it with empathy. I mean, we've all been there. We've all been in that day when we sat at the kitchen table wondering, can I afford to eat tomorrow?
Yeah.
And so as small business owners, we are completely sympathetic and we empathize with the small business owner that is struggling. And what you offer, Kevin, is a solution to that problem, to that distressed owner. What we're saying is you would merge with, let's say in your case, Kevin, you see a struggling electrician with maybe one journeyman on staff, and they're not profitable, and he's wondering where the next paycheck or the next dollar is going to come in. What you're offering is you have a successful business that has a successful operational process in place, a successful marketing system in place, where you're constantly getting leads and sales. Merge with that company, but they stay as a separate entity where the brand still stays the name, so that they can still be known as that company. They would be running it as a general manager of that company. They can still proudly call themselves that they're part of this company, that they go out in their community and feel proud that their business is running. In the background, nobody needs to know that you are in operation control of that business and taking them to the next level, helping them grow, and basically being a part of a group of companies or a family.
And that would be it'd be very rewarding for somebody who is struggling in business and doesn't know where to go. And I could see that being great. And it's not like you're trying to poach their business or take it away from them. And because they could have a really good, what you call the book of business, right? Who knows how many clients they have?
Yeah.
To be able to keep that company going. And what does that do for me as as Halo Power in the background, sharing our operating system for another business to work under? There's got to be some financial gain for me to do something like that. How does that work?
Yeah, so once you're working with the small business, I mean, in the mergers and acquisition world, we're all talking about a share. So you're owning a share of that other business. You're in operation control, and you're applying what as you articulated in your last video about the 5 mistakes that you made. That company no longer has to make those mistakes because you've already learned it. You can apply those changes and immediately have a positive impact on the business, turn it around, make it profitable, and then your business receives residual income either in the form of dividends or however we want to. The mergers and acquisition world, about like your watch, it's very complicated, a lot of moving pieces, but it can be structured in a way that is mutually beneficial for both parties, and that's what it is. It's creating a system where both parties benefit. For you, Kevin, how does it benefit you? Well, now you've got this additional revenue stream. You've got now a trusted partner. If the job is something that's better suited for that group, they can take the job, so that maybe it's less pressure for your current staff to work on. Many different ways you can structure it or set it up. But that's how you're building this family, this network that's within your group, and that's important, right? We're part of a referral networking group, but what happens when one person leaves the group? Now you're in a jam. Now you're like, oh, I gotta build a whole new relationship that could take weeks, months, years. We don't know.
Right.
Now you've got this relationship. You're part of it. It's part of your family.
So, do I need a bunch of money to make this move?
Nope, you don't need a lot of money. It can be structured in a way that, of course, you're negotiating with the other party in a way that, however the investment may work. Now, in some cases, you may be just taking over the operational control of the business in exchange for X number of shares, and no payment is transferred until the company is profitable. You can set up some sort of structure like that, or if there's a case, you can pay out the owner if the owner wishes to at some point remove himself from his business. You can pay them out over a period of time based on profits, because I know from previous experience and working with other businesses, sometimes the book of business is not really that great.
Okay.
They say there's all this value, and that's a lot of mistakes that a lot of people who buy businesses make, is they buy the business thinking that the book of business is great, It's not until they actually take over the business when they realize, oh, this is not a good book of business, but now you've already made a commitment. You have signed a sale agreement saying, I am paying this amount of money. And a lot of times you don't learn about the book of business until you've actually started running the company. So it could take weeks, months, even a year before you figure it out. Yes, you could have a due diligence program. You can have a forensic accountant go through the books, but at the end of the day, you don't really know until you're actually running the business itself how good or bad the book of business is. So this is a way of protecting both you and the other owner, because of course the other owner, they want that capital event to happen too. So spread it over a period of time. They'll be motivated to stay on. They'll be motivated to help maintain that book of business, or at least build on that book of business, because at the end of the day, the end goal is for them to exit the business to get as much value out of it, and you want a business that is providing value for your group.
Absolutely. And you're talking about exit strategies, or you're touching on that, and I could see from experience and from other business owners I know that when you start a business, it's always great to have an end goal in mind, but in the heat of battle, you just want to get the business going and be able to support your family, bring on employees, make it so they can support their families and grow something. And I would think that you can have owners that are in distress but never had an exit strategy anyways. So this sounds like a way to actually keep that business going for that owner, and eventually an exit strategy will be there. And maybe it will be to keep, let's say we merge with Bob's Electric. Bob may be 20 years older than I am. He wants to retire. This is a means of doing it. And we still keep Bob's Electric alive, and eventually could become just directly part of Halo Power Solutions. Is that one way of looking at it? Am I understanding that?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. We all take pride in the business that we build. We build a business from the ground up. Our name's on the door, or brand. We're in the community, and at some point, whether you want to or not, you'll have to exit the business. It could be a health issue. It could be family issues, or maybe you just want to move on, do something else. Not having that exit strategy will make it really difficult to sell your business, because of course you haven't been building up that business for sale. You've been building up the business to pay your bills. So the mergers and acquisition role gives you a quick and much easier exit to your business in a way that now you can gracefully exit the business. The brand still exists. The customers are still working with Bob's Electrical.
Mm-hmm.
They are working with probably the same staff, because I wouldn't recommend a big change. It should be a very clean transition from the business ownership perspective over a period of time. And then you've got this new company with new operational processes, synergy with your other company, regardless if it's the same industry or different industry. You've got synergy involved in that business, more connections, wider network. You've got now 2 thriving businesses that, for the exiting owner, they can walk away proud. They can go in the community and say, yes, I built that business, Bob Electrical, and it's 60 years in the running still.
Beautiful. I love it.